Usually, when you pick up a puzzle box, there's this, like, expectation of a fun, harmless challenge.
Right, a little brain teaser.
Exactly. You slide a wooden panel, you twist a dial, and eventually a little hidden compartment pops open. It's a very clean, satisfying loop.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine twisting that dial, and instead of a compartment opening, a hidden blade shoots out.
Oh, wow.
Or, the walls of the room you're sitting in just start to shift. Suddenly, you're not just solving a puzzle. You are trapped in a really dangerous game with whoever designed the box.
And you didn't even know you were playing.
Right. So, welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is to build your survival guide to exactly that kind of trap.
A very elaborate trap.
Seriously, we're looking at the Arcanum Revelation series. It's this dense, intricately woven Gothic fantasy saga by Indonesian author Keefe.
And we're specifically pulling our notes today from the first 3 books, right?
Yep, the first 3 of a planned 7-book epic. So that's Royal Arcanum, Rose's Bones, and Recrudescence.
Just to give you a sense of the sheer scale we are dealing with here. Book 3, Recrudescence, clocks in at nearly 120,000 words alone.
Which is massive.
It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
This is not a breezy afternoon beach read. It demands your absolute attention. You are completely immersed in this world of, like, Aramaic manuscripts, deep esoteric philosophy, and just deliberate obfuscation.
Yeah, the characters constantly play games with the truth.
Totally. They use reversed anagrams. Like, there's a character who uses the name Arcanum as a front for Minerva.
Averdum. That's so clever.
Right. In reality, where knowing a true name or a piece of hidden history can quite literally get you killed, twisting language is just a basic survival tactic.
Which I think sets the stakes beautifully. Because when even the names of the characters are hidden behind ciphers,
Yeah.
it begs the question, what is the ultimate truth they're all trying to hide or, find?
With a prize at the bottom of the box.
Exactly. And reading through the lore of these 3 books, everything seems to revolve around this central gravitational pull of something called the Vesperian knowledge.
The Vesperian knowledge.
Yes. It acts like the ultimate catalyst for the entire conflict. So what actually is it?
Well, the history of that knowledge stretches back 4,000 years into the series' fictional past. It goes back to an ancient imperial bloodline led by Queen Vesperia.
Okay, 4,000 years. That's a long time to be hunting for something.
Tell me about it. According to a central lore text in the series, it's called the Empire of Souls, this monarchy was given a profound divine gift.
Like directly from the divine.
Literally, the legend states an archangel physically descended from heaven and handed the monarchy a treasure chest known as Rose's Bones.
Wow.
And inside this chest are ancient papyruses inscribed with perfect divine truth.
Which sounds great on paper, but bringing perfect divine knowledge down to a flawed, greedy earth is essentially like throwing a lit match into a powder keg.
Oh, absolute chaos.
To put this in perspective for you listening, think of this knowledge like the universe's ultimate cheat code or a cosmic nuclear launch key.
That's a great way to put it.
It's so incredibly powerful that merely searching for it puts a giant target on your back. You have all these factions who just want to open the Rose's Bones chest to basically rewrite reality.
Right.
But what I find fascinating is how the series handles the morality of this pursuit. It actively subverts the classic, light versus dark fantasy trope.
It really does. I mean, the prologue of the series establishes this vital philosophical baseline with a very specific quote. It says, "Darkness was not evil."
I love that line.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The narrative posits that darkness is merely a neutral state of being. It's just a space, a canvas, completely removed from the simple binary of good and bad.
So the shadows aren't the actual bad guys.
No, the true villains in this universe aren't the shadows. The true villains are defined in the text as soulless beings.
Soulless beings.
Yeah, these are mortals who have willingly traded their virtue for unchecked ambition.
It all comes down to the human element then. Like the ambition is the poison, not the darkness.
Exactly. They want the Vesperian knowledge not for, spiritual enlightenment, but to empower themselves, to dominate.
Which is deeply ironic because the text explicitly states such a profound treasure can only be truly grasped with good virtue.
Right. It's a catch-22.
Yeah. So the very people hunting it are rendered incapable of wielding it safely because the hunt itself corrupts them.
That self-defeating prophecy totally drives the conflict. Seeking divine power requires purity. But the desire for power is inherently impure.
Totally.
And the kind of individuals who manage to survive a 4,000-year hunt for this cosmic cheat code, they aren't just disorganized zealots. They consolidate. They build structures.
Right, which brings us to the people who are actively trying to hack this puzzle box today.
Yeah.
Reading through the sources, the main antagonists feel less like a dark mystical cult and more like a cutthroat, multi-generational Ivy League fraternity.
That is so accurate. They call themselves the Royal Council.
The Royal Council.
Yeah. The Royal Council is comprised of the modern offspring of those original ancient power seekers. And they operate entirely under the radar, governed by this incredibly strict royal code of conduct.
It's highly organized.
Very. It's a secret society completely obsessed with locating the Vesperian gift, and they have segmented their operations into these highly specialized, terrifying sub-factions to achieve this.
You look at their internal structure, and it literally reads like a Black Ops syllabus.
Oh, for sure.
You have the House of Mercenaries handling assassinations and brutal enforcements. Then you have the RIS, the Royal Intelligence Scouts, acting as the spies and infiltrators.
The eyes and ears.
Right. These are the people pulling the strings when our main character, Kathy, gets completely blindsided. I mean, she is just an outsider. She's a college freshman at Fordham University.
Just trying to live a normal life.
Exactly. And she gets violently dragged into this ancient war.
And the catalyst for her involvement is actually her mother, Hale.
Right. Hale.
So Hale is secretly descended from a noble bloodline, the Eloise family. And the inciting incident happens when Hale receives a red card from the council.
A red card. Which sounds like a soccer penalty, but it's much worse.
Much, much worse. In the vernacular of this world, a red card is a literal death penalty threat. It formally marks the receiver and their entire lineage for execution.
Put yourself in Kathy's shoes for a second. You are a college freshman. You have literature papers due. You have exams to study for.
Calculus, yeah.
Right. I can't imagine trying to focus on a syllabus when you suddenly discover your mom is part of a secret bloodline and a centuries-old society of assassins has just marked your family for death.
It's just an unimaginable amount of stress.
The psychological pressure cooker she is placed in from page 1 is immense. She is terrified. She's grappling with the guilt of wondering if her own curiosity somehow exposed her mother, and she's desperately looking for a lifeline.
And the lifeline she finds is incredibly compromised.
Oh, completely.
She turns to a man named Alexander William Bosch, who goes by Alex. He is Kathy's college lecturer, which, provides this nice veneer of normalcy and authority.
Okay, you trust your professor.
Right. However, Alex is also an active operative for the RIS.
Wait, the Royal Intelligence Scouts?
Yes. He is literally a spy on the payroll of the Royal Council.
That creates such an unbearable tension for the reader.
Yeah.
Like, your primary guide through this nightmare underworld is a guy who collects a paycheck from the people trying to murder your family.
It's so twisted.
Yeah.
But Alex claims he means her no harm. He tells Kathy he is on a solo mission to find the Vesperian knowledge for himself, operating entirely outside the Council's official orders.
And his excuse is what? Art history.
Yeah. Simply because his family are art history buffs.
That excuse is incredibly flimsy.
Oh, totally flimsy. And Kathy's intuition screams that something is terribly wrong with his story. But she is entirely out of options.
Yeah, who else is she going to call?
Exactly. She needs someone who understands the Council's Byzantine politics, someone who knows the formalities, and most importantly, someone who can grant her access to their secret archives.
So she makes a calculated, desperate choice to trust the devil she knows.
She has to.
But once they start delving into those archives, the true, terrifying scope of the Royal Council's ambition is revealed. Because they aren't just looking for old dusty books to decode historical trivia.
No, not at all.
They're looking for blueprints. They want to forcefully rewrite the laws of nature. And here is where the lore of Arcanum Revelation elevates from a standard thriller into something completely mind-bending.
Oh, absolutely.
The magic in this series isn't about people waving wands or shouting spells. The magic is highly advanced esoteric science. It is weaponized mathematics.
Weaponized math. I love that. And the foundation of this power is rooted entirely in sacred geometry and metaphysical theology.
So they're treating the divine like an equation.
Yes. The council approaches the divine not with reverence, but with the scalpel. And the perfect embodiment of this hubris is a high-ranking council member named Raphael.
Okay, tell us about Raphael.
He is effectively the mad scientist of the fraternity. He runs these unregistered, highly illegal experiments deep within the council's hidden laboratories, and his ultimate obsession is something called the Human Angel Project.
The mechanics of this project are wild. Raphael is attempting to synthesize actual physical immortality, right?
Yes. To do this, he takes a preserved human female corpse
Gross.
and attempts to combine it with the dust of a celestial being, a fallen angel or a celestial boy named Gildan.
And the text describes Gildan as having ivory wings, right?
Exactly. But Raphael doesn't just mix these things together in a beaker. This is where the math becomes crucial.
Right, because he relies on the literal blueprints of creation to force this union.
He uses the Fibonacci sequence and this concept called a torus field.
Okay, torus field.
Yeah. In astrophysics, a torus field is visualized as this massive self-sustaining donut of energy.
Okay, a space donut. Got it.
Right. Energy flows up through the center, wraps around the outside, and then just continuously loops back through the middle. It's the geometric shape of infinite self-renewing energy.
And Raphael is taking that astrophysical concept and applying it to biology.
Biology and soul mechanics, yeah. He believes the torus field is the literal mathematical shape of an immortal soul.
That is insane. So he isn't just sprinkling celestial dust on a corpse.
No.
He is using the Fibonacci sequence, which is the universal mathematical pattern for organic growth, to geometrically weave the immortal angel dust into the dead human cells.
Exactly, the mechanism.
He's trying to trap that infinite torus energy loop inside the corpse so the life force can never leave.
Raphael views the universe as a machine that can just be hot-wired. And this ties deeply into the series' exploration of Hermetic philosophy.
Oh, Hermeticism.
Right. The core mantras of Hermeticism, which are cited directly in the text, are as above, so below, and as within, so without.
Meaning, whatever structural archetypes exist in the divine realm, the above have a physical mirror down here in the mortal realm, the below.
Yes, and Raphael and the council take that philosophy incredibly literally. They believe that if they can mathematically construct heaven's geometry down below in a basement laboratory, they can basically force God's hand.
They are attempting to build a bridge to divinity through forceful esoteric science. They're treating the divine spark like a line of code they can just copy and paste into a human body.
But you can't just hotwire heaven, force sacred geometry into a human corpse, and expect the universe to remain stable.
Right, there has to be consequences.
Huge consequences. When you tear at the fabric of reality that aggressively, the universe pushes back.
And the physical and spiritual blowback from the council's tampering bleeds directly into the mortal world.
Which is exactly what creates the overwhelming atmosphere of the series. The Gothic dread isn't just a stylistic choice from the author, it's the environment reacting to a broken natural law.
It's almost like this setting genuinely operates as a character in itself. It is inherently oppressive and claustrophobic.
Very much so. You have these sprawling, ancient locations like the Basilica Amatorius Amor.
Basilica.
Yeah, it's a massive Gothic sanctuary, and it's the last standing architectural legacy of Queen Dysteria. It serves as a vault for what the series calls timely secrets.
Timely secrets, meaning truths that lie dormant until the world is ready.
Exactly. Or, until someone arrogant enough tries to unearth them. And surrounding these locations are these dark, murmuring pine woods where the moonlight intentionally doesn't reach. Plus, all these secret archive rooms hidden behind false walls.
And the entities guarding these secrets or bleeding into the world because of the council's hubris are sheer nightmare fuel.
Absolute nightmare fuel.
Because Kathy isn't just dodging guys in tailored suits with silenced pistols. She has to survive the supernatural fallout. The text introduces creatures like the Abaifo demons.
Right, the Abaifo demons. The manifestation of these demons is deeply unsettling because it perverts the mundane.
Yes.
Like, during a pivotal scene in the Marissa Chapel, Kathy experiences this firsthand.
Okay, imagine sitting in your own local chapel, a place you intrinsically associate with safety and quiet reflection.
The sanctuary.
Exactly. You glance over and lock eyes with an ordinary-looking hunchback grandmother.
Just a sweet old lady.
Right. And then, without warning, the geometry of the room seems to break. The sweet old lady violently morphs into an indescribable, beastly horror.
Ugh, it's so creepy.
It's a ghostly, visceral presence that terrifies Kathy to the bone. It projects sheer malice before vanishing entirely. It completely shatters the illusion of safety everywhere she goes.
The Abaifo demons are terrifying, but they are really just symptoms of the chaos. The true apex predators in this world, the entities that bring the absolute most dread, are the enforcers dispatched by God himself.
Oh, the Dark Angels.
The Dark
Right.
Angels. And we need to be very clear about how Keefe designs these beings. They are not the glowing, benevolent archangels of classical paintings holding harps and halos.
Not even close. These beings wear dark robes. They look much closer to the Grim Reaper.
Very grim.
They are an elite, secret order of divine hitmen, dispatched only during times of severe cosmic crisis.
Yeah, when people like Raphael and the Royal Council try to hack immortality and upset the fundamental balance of life and death, these dark angels are deployed to cleanse the tainted world.
And the historical texts the Council uncovers refer to their cleansing operations as a satanic massacre.
That moniker alone tells you everything about their methods.
Seriously, the texts explicitly warn that these entities don't forgive and they don't forget. They are the ultimate brutal consequence of human ambition overstepping its bounds.
They possess the power to eradicate a sinner in a sudden, violent gush of wind, leaving absolutely nothing behind.
Knowing that these divine assassins are actively hunting creates an unbearable psychological terror for Kathy. I mean, the physical threat of the House of Mercenaries is one thing, but the spiritual dread is entirely different.
It attacks her mind. She is constantly plagued by vertigo and adrenaline spikes. She suffers from these incredibly vivid, horrifying visions of a dark, hooded figure stalking her from the shadows of the pine woods. At times, she physically feels the shadow of death violently gripping her wrists.
Leaving a burning sensation. Right?
Yes. The shadow isn't just a presence, it actively torments her psyche. It whispers to her, constantly insisting that she belongs in the inferno. It weaponizes her own guilt and fear against her.
Which is just brutal. But this psychological warfare connects to a really profound Latin phrase Kathy discovers inscribed in the basilica.
Veritas in te est.
The truth is in you.
Exactly. The morphing demons and the Council's assassins are immediate physical threats. But the true, suffocating Gothic dread of the Arcanum Revelation series stems from that phrase.
How so?
It's the creeping realization that the ultimate truth, the divine knowledge they are all killing each other for, actually resides within the human soul. The truth is inside you, but the act of digging it out, forcing that knowledge to the surface through ambition and greed, it might completely destroy you. It's the terror of knowing your pursuit of enlightenment might cost you your salvation.
That is a staggering concept to sit with. Let's pull back and look at the whole board we've just laid out. Keefe RD's Arcanum Revelation is operating on a completely different level than a standard secret society thriller.
It really is.
It is a demanding, deeply philosophical exploration of the absolute limits of human ambition. It asks terrifying questions about what happens when esoteric science attempts to forcefully hack the divine architecture of the universe.
And it forces both the characters and the reader to confront the true nature of darkness, proposing that darkness itself is just a canvas, and the real evil is the greed of soulless people trying to paint their own names on it.
Which is so compelling. And having unpacked all of this, you now have your essential roadmap for the series.
You understand the profound gravity of the Vesperian prize locked in the Rose's Bones chest. You know the ruthless, multi-generational hierarchy of the Royal Council and the impossible situation Kathy is trapped in.
You grasp the weaponized sacred geometry driving Raphael's mad science, and you know exactly why the supernatural dread and the dark angels feel so suffocating.
So you are fully equipped to dive into this massive 120,000 word per book saga without getting lost in all the dense lore.
You know the rules, and you are ready to play the game. Which brings us to a final thought to leave you with. The core aphorism of the entire Arcanum Revelation series is a simple, haunting warning.
Once upon a time, knowledge could be dangerous.
That phrase poses the ultimate test for anyone stepping into this world. Imagine you have survived the gauntlet.
You've outsmarted the House of Mercenaries.
You've navigated the secret archives and avoided the gaze of the Dark Angels. You are finally standing right in front of the Rose's Bones chest.
The ultimate prize.
You know for an absolute fact that inside it lies the divine truth of the universe, the ultimate cosmic cheat code. But you also know that lifting that lid will permanently mark you. It will put a target on your back for the most dangerous people on Earth. And it might unleash literal, soul-tearing demons into your life. You are holding the ultimate ancient puzzle box. Your fingers are resting on the dial.
Do you turn it to see what's inside, or do you step back into the dark and walk away?
A question that defines exactly who you are. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.